All right, this is 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid Week 2, Day 1. And I'm joined today by Fnatic's, or EULCS Fnatic's sub-top laner, Bwipo.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go right into the game. 100 Thieves, banning Callista, banning Tom Kench, TL banning Gangplank and Ornn. So they don't want to give
All
away
right.
either one. Jace now banned away from Impact.
Interesting.
And then Zoe banned away. So, I mean, Azir's on the table.
I like the Azir pick.
Cog
Banning
is on the
Zoe. Just,
table. Yeah, and let's just go with the Gnar. Okay.
yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it. Let's just, you know what?
Yeah, just lock in now. All right.
All
Blue side
right.
goes Azir. They go Azir.
Let's just go Azir Cog. Let's just get it out of
Azir
the way.
Ezreal. Azir Ezreal.
Azir.
Azir Cog. Azir Braum. I can respect all these decisions.
All right. That's pretty good. There we go.
Sure. All right. All right. Can we go next game, or we're actually gonna finish watching this one? No. All right. All right. So they do
All
take
right.
Horizon to the Azir. Fine. It's 50-50. Though I
Well,
would say, well,
I think it's slightly Azir favored. I mean, at a certain
probably,
point, Azir takes over.
yeah,
At a certain
that's
point.
definitely true in the laning phase, but the side lane will get an issue. They lock in the Vlad, which I just don't get. The Vlad's not going to be a champion in side lane against either of these champions.
So they lock in.
I,
Is Spellbook Vlad a thing in Europe?
yeah, it is,
Okay.
but gone.
They lock in the Vladimir, and this forces the jungler to. It's no longer Sedge. You don't have that as an option. Can't be Zac. Can't be Nidalee. Right? Like you just you pinched your own jungler pool. You're looking at Jarvan and Jax.
Yeah.
Right? You're not looking at Sejuani. Not against Ryze. Not against Ka or not Sejuani. Shyvana. You're not doing
Mm,
that.
yeah.
So you've already basically told them that you're picking Kha'Zix, Jarvan, or Jax. And then
Yep.
it's like, why do you want any of? I mean, if you pick Jarvan, he has to go Glass Cannon lethality if you want to make use of the Vladimir Jarvan comp. Like
Sure. Like the
with
problem
the
I have
Azir,
with this
because
is not
Ezreal
like
deals magic too. Yeah, go.
yeah, no. It's just the expected value from Vladimir here is going to be negative. He's not going to be able to sideline against two champions that will force him into sidelining. It's not like he does particularly well into the Wits End Kog'Maw, which is obviously going to come out into the triple, like the 2.5 AP. It just it doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
Like his team fight
right.
effectiveness is going to be diminished up until he finishes his Void Staff third, and he's going to have to force himself into sidelining against two better
Right.
sideliners for the entire duration of that.
So Gnar gets away with Maul of Memorius, and he gets away with just itemization, like beautifully. Just lots of magic
Yeah.
result. He can go Adaptive Helm. He can go Maul of Memorius, right? Like that's completely fine for him. Rise,
Yep.
Abyssal Mask, Mercury Treads.
Yep.
He can just continue up into a tanky path. Banshee's Veil, right? Kog'Maw, Wit's End, Scimitar. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. It's
Wit's End.
it's
He
really
doesn't even actually need other items now. He can just go. He can go Wit's End, Scimitar, Maw. Wit's End, Scimitar, Maw. Like what am I missing here? Runons, Gwyn's. Like he has so many itemization paths, and we haven't even gotten to the supports yet.
yeah. It's going to be a really rough game already. It's like this. I really dislike the Vlad pick. I would have much rather seen either a priority jungler to try and win the 2v2 mid against the Rise, because that's usually where Azir falls off a little.
If you're 100 Thieves, you just ban Jarvan.
Yep.
Because then
You
all the
ban
other
Jarvan.
remaining 80 junglers just suck. They're all just terrible.
Yep.
So we'll see what they end up doing. Zac banned away from 100 Thieves.
Sure.
Tariq, why? What? Like
I
what?
don't understand. I don't understand, but okay.
Here's how this engage works. Vlad ghosts, or he flanks and with flash. Hemoplague, right? Pool. Everything comes out. Azir goes in. Ezreal's going forward. Where does
Yep.
Tariq come in? What? Like Tariq is not what?
Much rather see a Braum ban there, but alright. They go tag Braum, that's fine, but then they leave Jarvan open, which I also don't think is a good idea.
Evelyn.
When you're gonna pick an AD jungler, it's probably gonna dumpster in the early game. Okay, sure. Maybe bad scrim results. Maybe they don't like Eve. Maybe people tilt against Eve. That could be a thing.
Morgana.
Morgana.
What is that? I don't even get it. Like, what?
Morgana Ezreal, is that really the lane?
Yeah, let's add more magic damage and a binding.
Yeah, let's do that.
Against a team that is already going to get like 2 QSSs
Alright.
and stack magic resistance. That's
Alright.
what we need.
Oh, we're giving 100 Thieves the opportunity to take Jarvan away from you? Alright.
Just take Jarvan.
Nice.
100 Thieves,
Yeah,
just take Jarvan.
Just take Jarvan and take your free win. Just take your
It's never
LCS
that simple.
LP.
Welcome to America. It's never that simple.
Alright, there you go. Like the Braum, perfect. You know, you don't ban Braum. I mean, they don't ban Braum and get away with it. The enemy goes for Alistar, when I think Braum is just a better champion. It was Sejuani.
You know what? Let's not go with Jarvan. Let's take let's not force them to pick Sejuani, Jax, or Kha'Zix. That's the classic.
It's not okay. It's really not okay.
Oh, that's the
Like,
classic.
I know Sejuani Braum is cool and fun, but you don't need that. The only thing you need is not to lose in 5 minutes.
That's the classic.
Kog'Maw gets the 2 items, and this one's over. You know, like it's really over if you have Jarvan here.
The other thing with how many teams forced to itemize, Jarvan can go he can go off tank. Even.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need to go glass cannon tank.
Yeah.
Because their itemization is just going to be so effective. It is so nonsense to not just take.
He can actually go warrior. He can go warrior enchant into adaptive, and he's gonna chill.
Yeah.
And that leaves him the option to bully any jungler. Really, like he can bully Kha'Zix if he gets the right opportunities. He can bully the Sejuani.
I mean, the thing that we're looking at here is Jarvan. He basically should have no openings on top if Gnar plays the lane correctly, right? So he has no incentive to be onto the top half of the map, which means that it's going to be really difficult to accelerate the Vladimir. So impacts on an island, right? In mid lane, if you get counter ganked or match ganked, you fall behind, right? So now mid lane is going to be stale. In bottom lane, you can't actually gank it. Yep. So all that Meteos has to do is just play on his side of the map with control wards inside a river endlessly and then just scale. And then with itemization, there's no way for TL to keep up with how they drafted.
Tend to agree with that. I'm just still baffled that Jarvan didn't come out for 100 Thieves there, but okay.
Oh yeah. I think that's the biggest blunder I think that's one of the biggest blunders I've seen in all of the VOD reviews that I've done.
Like I don't. Do people not like Jarvan? I think he's solid. He does his job, you know.
Yeah, he's good. He was the best pick there. Because if they have Kha'Zix here, what are they going to do? Nothing. They have Shyvana, what are they going to do? Nothing.
0.
So...
Like the counter picks the Jarvan and just gone.
Jax, not going to do anything.
Well,
the only way that TeamLiquid wins this is with a Miracle flank or Azir and Ezreal have to poke out 100 Thieves late game. Like, it's a battle of micro late game.
Sure, but...
So TL either wins it 1 item, 2 items by snowballing Vlad or Azir or like Ezreal getting Gigafar ahead and they just, 5k gold lead at 16 minutes or something like that. Or the game's just going to freeze and it's going to lock on the left-hand side of the map like we've talked about in so many VOD reviews. And then Kog'Maw is just going to go to 4 or 5 items, Ryze is going to go to 4 or 5 items, Gnar is going to go to 4 or 5 items. And then normally you would think, okay, Azir, 6 items, that's great. Ezreal falls off, the Jarvan's... The Jarvan is going to be he's the best out of what they could pick, but then Vladimir, he needs a Miracle engage, but it's really hard to get a Miracle engage versus a blue team.
It's going to be a really rough game from TeamLiquid side. It's hard. It's actually hard to guess what will happen because I don't see any opportunity for either jungler. Maybe mid lane, there's something to be done for Jarvan onto the Rise, but that's really it.
Like what is this?
It's really not. It's
it's a prank, It does put a lot of pressure.
Yeah. It's a good pressure gank, but the problem is that Gnar let it crash. So it's not even as if he develops a freeze out of it.
That would have been so brutal.
Yeah, if you got a freeze out of it, it would have been a really good one, but they messed up.
Yep. That would have been a beautiful pressure gank. Prank.
Yeah. Would have been a good prank, but now...
And then with how Impact warded, Sedge could have actually probably just sat there. Out of XP range.
Chilled.
And then if Vlad messes up one more time, then someday just wins the lane.
Game, I would say. The sideline, if he wins lane here and can pressure through the side, I don't think
Oh, if Nara gets ahead.
TL has any way of responding to it.
Yeah.
No way of responding to it. They have to force 5v5 with Jarvan and Alistar just somehow getting onto the Kog'Maw Braum Sejuani Rise, which is like, you know what I mean? Jarvan ain't surviving that.
Yep.
Regardless, it's not the case. I like Nara recalling there. Vladimir's a champion that has a little bit of a hard time resetting, so once you've shoved in the wave, you can fish for the opportunity for the free reset. You can get several free resets in on Vladimir as long as you do it properly.
I don't like how Meteos is like this play is kind of okay, you know, but they do have the luxury of just sitting back. I mean, they get Ole, they're gonna get the turret.
I mean, I think TL has to do this, right? Because they have the slow push coming in on bot line and the slow pushing coming in on top. But TL locked himself out. Impact locked himself out by not resetting and not swapping to TP. So they have to make the play on top with the ignite. Whereas 100 Thieves there has the option to just make their own play with the slow push coming in from the Kog'Maw Braum.
Right.
Because TeamLiquid had a freeze going on, which Meteos just walked past and pressured off. And what that created is Ezreal not being able to push out the wave, made it so that an immediate play on bot was available to them. And with Vladimir not being able to respond with teleport nor Azir, this is just a free tower. I liked it, actually. I liked it from TL. It was the only play they could have made. They locked themselves out by giving Kog'Maw the slow push, by trying to freeze and then getting messed up because Jarvan was topside.
The problem with accelerating the early game this fast, turret trades, this is not good for Vlad.
Yep. He doesn't enjoy it very much.
Exactly what Gnar wants. It's exactly what Kog wants. They don't get anything from this.
I agree with you, but the problem, like I said, was that Ezreal tried to freeze when Jarvan was topside, and this just really backfired on him. Which in return snowballed to topside and forced them to make their play. TL had to show their hand there, because if they didn't, they would have just lost their bot tower for nothing. They couldn't have defended that without Vladimir having teleport. And again, Gnar was 5. Maybe Gnar being 5 makes the difference there.
Continue to push up, and Meteos gets deep vision.
Yep.
I mean, at this point, I think you just rotate bottom lane top. I mean, the Cloud Drake's useless. If you capitalize on it, then you just rotate bottom lane top for sure.
I actually really like the pinks. You know, he says just running can just farm with the pinks and river. It's exactly what's happening. I like it. I think TL's calling for a go next.
TL's calling for go next.
Can we open this one, guys? Is that allowed, right? Alright.
Like, what is XFC doing?
I'd like to ask him that myself. What's the thought process here? So, the Alistar is coming in late, but again, like this is like a big thing that I see a lot of pro teams struggling with.
So you know that bottom lane is still somewhere in the vicinity, or they're coming.
Yeah.
You know Sedge isn't on the left hand side. Where do you think that she is?
Well, he must have thought he was at the golems and he wanted to fight her. Like this is what actually a lot of pro teams do is that you know, like after shoving in the wave, you actually need to wait and see someone catch the wave. Right there, Azir was shoving in mid, but Ryze didn't show up to catch it or contest it, so don't walk in.
Right.
Like right here, where's Ryze? Ryze could be anywhere right now. You know, like you see him, he went for the reset earlier. Like you don't know where he's from. So like worst case, that's a 3v2.
Yeah.
Like that's never profitable for Jarvan. Never, because Azir will never be able to join.
Yeah.
Sure, if you wait until he shoves in, Ryze shows up, and then Azir moves, you have the priority. But like the little, the impatience there really just.
Yeah, go on.
ruined him. Not to mention that there was nothing to be gained there, really. Like, that's my biggest problem. Is like, even if a zero moves, what do you gain there? Deep vision? Well, you don't have to EQ into Krugs to do that.
Vision doesn't even matter at this point. Because realistically, TeamLiquid doesn't actually have any options. One of the things I don't like that 100 Thieves is doing is they're hellbent on this bottom tier 1 being defended by bot lane. Like, if they just rotate bottom lane up to top and they have tempo advantage on it, and then they surrender bottom tier 1, like, over time they surrender it, like Someday doesn't commit too hard to defending it, if TL commits really heavy to getting it, there's no Drake, you're on the left-hand side of the map, you can play 4 people on the left-hand side, you shove Vladimir out, it lets Gnar ramp up a little bit better, and then you have priority on Herald.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense why for the last, like, minute and a half they've kept Cody Sun and Afro in bottom lane. It's just a completely bad macro decision. Because the tier 1 turret doesn't matter. Like, if you trade bottom tier 1 for top tier 1, great. You're on the side of the map that matters, and you opened up the map so much that TL is forced to keep bouncing waves deep into you, and this doesn't create any opportunity for Vladimir. Like, there's no way they're going to force team fights. There's no neutral objective anymore, and you guys are just going to be free to continuously scale up.
Yeah, I like it a lot, especially with the Kog'Maw here. He could have just itemized for the Wit's End and just broke up the map, and then, like, even Azir wouldn't be able to do anything against him in the mid lane.
Yeah.
He just changes up the itemization a little, goes to the Wit's End first, just balls it down mid lane. If he wants to, balls it on top. It doesn't matter. He's actually stronger at that point than both side, like, solo laners, given he has the Wit's End.
Yeah.
And that's just game boom. Like, it's really hard to play as TL from there because the Ezreal doesn't have enough shove to really pressure the Gnar. And everywhere you go, everywhere Kog'Maw goes, you have to just drop.
Yep.
If you want to match into the Kog'Maw with the Ezreal, you're always going to be later because Kog'Maw just pushes faster. It's a really rough one.
Yeah, I like what you're suggesting. The Wit's End first.
Yeah, just put him into the Vlad, put him into the Zir, and just,
Yeah, because then it negates any mid-game attempts. So, like, even if Vladimir gets to 1 or 1.5, 2 items, etc., Kog'Maw's too tanky. So they can't actually engage onto you.
And if they do, they lose.
Yeah.
So, like, it's zero options. It's not even half an option of a magical team fight, because even that you would lose.
Yeah.
Sure, you won't deal as much damage as Kog'Maw, but you really don't care at this stage.
Right.
Like, you're just farming waves anyway, like, just ramping up, so just remove the options from the enemy and it's over. Well, there's going to be a team fight, or people are posturing for a fight around Cloud.
This is what's important. Here we go. That Cloud Drake.
Yeah, right. Like, Vlad just had priorities moving in. All right.
Yeah, it was very...
Cloud Drake's going to make the difference. Like,
yeah,
why are we even trying to contest this? Why are we giving up farm to do this? Alright, so we're going to shift the map. We're going to run our Kog'Maw all the way. Instead of just having Ryze...
to the side where he should have been.
Alright.
Gonna get Herald. Here we go. Stuff they should have done 5 minutes ago.
Alright. TL playing macro game for 100 Thieves. Not bad.
Bottom tier 1 traded for top tier 1. Advantageous for 100 Thieves.
Alright, with the Herald. So, you gave a Cloud Drake up for a Herald when... Alright. Like, I can get that TL wanted to go for the Cloud Drake there, because it's like, I just really want to fight, like, please fight us. And it is good that 100 Thieves recognize that that's just not necessary.
And there's the Abyssal Mask. Or Ryze has had it,
Yeah, so sideline's over.
Yep.
Yeah, you match the Vlad into their eyes, it's over. Like, Vladimir's not going to do anything, ever. There's really nothing he can do.
And Ryze doesn't even actually need to itemize damage for third. Like, he doesn't need an early void stuff. Like, all he needs... why is he going Zhonya's, right? If you just play correctly, you don't need Zhonya's. You just go Banshees.
You don't need it, but
you don't
yeah.
Need it. You go Banshees into Seraphs, and Cog will do all the damage as long as you don't die.
Yep.
Like, Cog is gonna... If Cog had Wit's End, he would be giving Ryze, like, true damage. Almost. So, I don't know.
I love seeing people rush haunting guys when the enemy already has like 5 MR items.
Hold on. No, never mind.
Like, there was a no magic mantle on Kog'Maw, there was one on Ryze, there was one on Sejuani, and there was one on Gnar by the time the haunting guys was completed. At that stage, haunting guys is not gold effective anymore. It's really not a good item at that stage. But hey, Leandri's his core. That's what my Mobile Fire guide says.
Oh, okay. Okay. Twitch chat saying that you can split super hard with Zhonya's on Rise, especially against Vlad. You can also wait until 4 items when your cog just A moves the opponent and get to 4 items anyway, and then split push. That works too.
Yeah.
We don't need to be split pushing at 2 items. Like, that doesn't make
Like,
any
the thing
sense.
is, yeah, like, I mean, I think it's fine to go for the hourglass. I don't think it's necessary either. I even think you can go Merlots, like, just scale. I think it's just fine. You can just play for light. Like, Vlad has no kill pressure on you. Neither does Jarvan. Like, if you get hit by Jarvan EQ whilst you're sidelining in your ulti, you're just really messing up already. Like, there should never be a case where Jarvan can move freely towards you anyway,
Right.
and he's the only champion that can actually interrupt your ult, other than Nazir going in for a shuffle, which you'll just kill him. But alright, it's fine, you know, it's
Attack the turret.
I think
No,
that's...
not today.
Nope. We're waiting till next wave. I really don't like just stalemating both side waves here. I really don't think you should be grouping mid here. This is the only opportunity TL can get to fight you. And that's what they need right now.
That's what they need.
You know, like, just go to the sides and push him in. Like, you're not only denying yourself farm by going for this mid tier 1, you're also giving TL an opportunity to flank, you know? Like, where, like, do you know where the wards are? Do you know if Vladimir has a ward behind you? No.
Well, the only thing, they did see Ezreal, Doublelift had no mana. Even if Vlad comes in, Doublelift can't do anything. I don't think it's super bad. But you're right that the side lane should have been a bigger priority than getting a 200 HP turret.
Pretty much. Like, sure, they can't fight, but...
Like, side lanes, getting these, you know, get them off the map, get the gold. And now all Gnar has to do is just itemize Adaptive Helm, Maul Malmortius if he wants.
Yep.
Rise just
Slowly,
needs to go, yeah. Seraph's Banshees, and then Voidstaff 5th.
Yep. It's not gonna happen.
He might
though,
not
we both
even,
know.
actually, you know, to be completely honest, Leandri's is probably, if Cog has Wit's End, Leandri's is probably better than Void. They have no MR.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
Because it's going to help you shred the tank. It's going to help you
Yeah,
shred
that's
the
some
tank.
900
market.
IQ building, though.
That should be pre-planned. Pro should know, you know, about itemization
Yeah,
efficiency.
I get that, but we're saying that whilst we're witnessing 2 Leandri's rushes coming out against the full MR team.
Can you stop?
I mean,
You're
I'm
in the
just saying.
LCS, okay?
I mean, I'm a substitute, so I can still
just,
flame.
You're just a sub, Bwipo, okay?
Exactly. I'm just a sub. Like, I should be building Leandri's too here. Better players than me are doing it. They are better than me, don't get me wrong. It's just, come on.
I don't like capturing the Cloud Drake that early. There's no reason to. Like, even if you give it over to TL, you're blue team, so it doesn't benefit TL as much.
Yep. I'd like... The thing is, he did go for Hourglass, so I feel like he should be pressuring. Like, I agree that it's unnecessary, but he decided to do it, so play as if you do.
Yeah.
Because he's playing as if he didn't, but he still has it.
And now, instead of going Maul of Malmortius, what is he going? Frozen? Because that's important.
He's going for Mallet. He wants to kill a sideline. He didn't even finish the adaptive. He wants to kill people.
Of course. Because that's how the game's supposed to be played, yeah.
He wants to establish that solo kill branding.
It's so unnecessary.
And yes, I like the face of the mountain on the Sejuani.
Yep.
I like having a face of the mountain in this game. Just keep your Kog'Maw alive at all costs. Get a locket, get a face. Doesn't matter.
Now, what's this? Like, why are we fighting over a barren area the opponent can never do? Never.
Yep.
Like, we just go double blue trinket, right? Let Gnar split push. He's going to be immune against Vladimir. The only way you lose is a Vladimir flank in a team fight with multiple angle, like, engages.
Yep.
Like, if you force them to fight you inside of a turtle, like like where you can hold a phalanx, you just can't lose.
Yep.
It doesn't even matter that it goes okay. Like, that's not the point.
Yeah, the point is obviously that it's unnecessary. Not to mention that Rise is just like the thing is, I would agree with you that I agree 100%. Nash should just pushing the side, but Rise can too. You know, like he went for the
Yeah, Rise
hourglass
can too.
anyway.
Sure.
He should be pushing the Azir and forcing the Azir to respond top or the Ezreal.
Yeah.
Like it really makes no sense to me that this is.
This is important, by the way.
I mean, you know, killing Azir here is necessary. That'll get you Baron Nashor.
Yep.
And Baron Nashor's gonna win us the game. Am I right? Completely disrespecting Pobelter in the sense that he has more. Even before this, like when Vladimir goes bot, like there's a huge wave there. Like you should just reset and go there because Vlad's gonna push it out, and you want to just match him in the middle and try and fucking pressure him.
No, if you're TL, what's the correct play?
Is there a correct play?
Yes.
I'm actually not sure what to do here. If I was TL,
Vlad just lets this entire wave kill this, and then heal it. Lets the wave kill it, heal it. Lets the wave kill it, heal it, and then just stay.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
That's the absolute best play by TL. Because 100 Thieves still can't do Mountain, even if Vlad is locking that. Like, you can easily defend against Baron with Azir and Ezreal from the vicinity of your own red side jungle. They are losing so much value here, and Vladimir has control of Gromp. All of these camps are down. You had control over them as TL. If Vladimir just queues constantly and just holds the wave there indefinitely, and 100 Thieves has no teleport, every minute that passes, TL is just encroaching on gold and XP that 100 Thieves can never make use of. Because you can't just simply send someone to deal with that at that point. The wave's too big. So TL, like, I feel like they lose out on a chance to, like, suffocate 100 Thieves out of an entire lane.
That's actually really interesting. Especially with Nar messing up there. Like, that's the nail in the coffin for 100 Thieves. They can't even go for a 50-50.
Yeah, they can't.
Even the 50-50 Baron is not going to save him this time.
I don't think teams
that's actually really
that
interesting.
Enough. When the waves
that's
are
really
too
interesting.
Big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Well, there's 2 Void Staffs. Just please don't do anything for the next.
Banshee's Veil Rise.
7 minutes. Yeah, just 7
Banshee's
minutes,
Veil,
and then and then your Kog'Maw have his mallet too. What would you go here at 4th? Would you just still go Blade, or do you think mallet is better?
No, you don't need Blade. You either go Blade or you go.
J is fine too, I think. Like mallet more though.
No, you just Maw is fine too.
Oh, Maw! Holy fuck!
Maw.
Yeah, Jesus Christ! Oh,
I mean, I feel like you have 3 options. You have Maw, you have Scimitar, or you have Mallet. But you don't need Mallet.
True. For sure. Like, for sure, Maw is better. I just spaced out.
Yeah, Maw. So it's a question between Scimitar or Maw. And now there's no answer to Rise. Rise's next item, 100% of the time, should probably just be Banshee's Veil. Because then it further dissuades any sort of engage from TL, makes him immune to everything. He doesn't need damage because Kog'Maw is giving it to him. Look at Vladimir's MR, 36, right?
Yep.
So
Vlad can't atomize MR.
Yeah, Cog is gonna put him to 11. So if you have 11, or if it's at 11, then you just have Leandri's. It's true damage.
Yep.
So you can true damage him. I don't know what else. Hold on, let's see.
Well, Azir's not gonna have any either.
No, Azir's not gonna have any. I'm just trying.
Even Ezreal doesn't want any.
No, right. That's the point. They can't afford to get. Look at that. Azir 37. So he's gonna be at 12. Leandri's true damage. He doesn't need Void Staff in this game. You get more HP, more tankiness, more resistance, and you just get an effect that's just infinitely better. It's just more value.
Well, the only play they can make is go for the YOLO Baron play. Force a fight.
Yeah, TL has to Hail Mary.
Make Rise decide to come or to take the inhib.
They need like an exile-y Vladimir engage to win the game. The only other option is the game stalls out to 6 items, and then Azir and Ezreal have to be gods with their poke. Like, just absolute gods.
I mean, even that, like, That'd be like 900% accuracy. Like they'd have to play it nutty.
How is TL allowed to get this? Why is Nar running to a top lane that is coming into them when a major neutral like Infernal's coming up? Can we please
8
group,
seconds.
Right. Can we please group 5 mid, get the Infernal, and then this wave kills this wave, and then we go to it, and then we thin it out gradually? Like, the wave kills the wave, Nar attacks some minions, leaves it. Wave kills the wave, rinse, rush, repeat. We have a lane permanently unlocked, just like Vladimir could have done, and now we have an Infernal Drake. We're giving a giant middle finger to fucking TL. And we're playing like, okay, break our phalanx inside of here with pink ward here, pink ward here, pink ward here, pink ward here, and double blue. You lose. You just lose the game.
It's interesting. Like I think the freezing part is pretty like.
The freezing part, no one does it.
Yeah, it's a pretty high level play, but the moving to the Infernal when it's 8 seconds till spawning is pretty just common sense, I think. The worst part I have is that he was like indecisive about it too. It's not like he committed and pressured the tier 2 top either.
Right.
He decided to back off after making the mistake. Just commit to your mistake and don't give TL 3 waves of farm then, you know?
And when you're the defensive team, how are these things not like... I understand if you're like the red team here, right? Like you're TeamLiquid and you have to figure out ways to crack or force an opening. Like you have to find a way in. Right? Like that's harder to talk about amongst yourselves, even if it's been coached. But like realistically, 100 Thieves just needs to be like, good luck. You know? And then just send Rise on a journey.
Yep.
Constantly just eat waves at your mid tier 1 as it comes, 4 control wards defensively in your own blue side jungle, and just sit there. But it's like players don't want to do this. They're like, no, I have a lead, I gotta do something. I'm like, yeah, you are doing something, dude. God.
Western players live in the LCK. They're very, very good at this.
It's like when you're sick, you know? If you just rest a little bit more, you get infinitely better, and if you try to get up and do stuff, you're gonna make it worse.
Yeah. Well, here's the only thing TL can do.
Yeah, this is the only thing, the Hail Mary.
Yeah, just the 50-50 Nash.
Yep.
The 50-50 Baron.
Like Cody Sun's positioning. He underestimated the QER. Yeah, he definitely underestimated the Azir range.
I mean, Azir flashed it. Like, flashed, committed
No, I
to
know. Yeah, QER flash. He really underestimated that. If Kog'Maw doesn't get hit by this, the game ends.
I mean, like the biggest problem I had with it is that he flashed reactively to the. He didn't flash reactively to the Emperor's Divide.
Right, it's slow.
Like he flashed expecting it, which gave Pavelder the opportunity to flash after him.
Right.
And then do it.
This is just huge micro position errors and not understanding like what was important. Finally got the turret. Baron goes away, but it's not the end of the world. They don't even have a wave to use.
Nope.
So,
Nowhere.
You know? Rise gets away. Don't need to watch that again. Play solo queue later. Alright. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what happened with the line assignments here. Ezreal's gone off on a mission. Like right here, I think the only way TL can come back is just.
They need a Hail Mary engage. Like.
Well, they just need to gamble where Rise is and just go and fight Rise. Like just go to the Rise, don't let him sideline, and try and get a fight.
Yep.
But going for your own split push Ezreal technique just doesn't seem to cut it for me.
And this is weird. Like, 100 Thieves is handshaking trades of turrets that aren't beneficial. Like, they don't need to do this.
And I just don't get why Ezreal is here.
Ezreal should never escape. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't get why he's there. After you get that tail one, it's like, you know what? Fine, let's just go top and try and initiate. Like, they try to overextend. They're trying to trade with us. Fine, let's fly it.
No Ryu. Cody Sun dies again. We're just like, they can't, you know, the itemization.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine if TL had like Kha'Zix or Shiv, or like imagine if they had Sedge. Oh my god.
Yeah, not even the Jarvan.
You're just gonna stand still.
Yep. Well, same thing. Hail Mary.
They get Elder. It's not the end of the world. Just push out. Look at all the lanes. You know?
Yep.
Stop the backs. You know, another
Stop
thing that we didn't even talk about. Let me just pause this right here. We're at 49:33. Let's go back to the Baron really quick.
Sure.
All right, where is this? 42. Right here. Yeah, okay. If they just play 1300 range, right? And they just stop the backs. If they don't even try to stop, like, yes, we acknowledge that Cody Sun can probably just win the fight. They don't need to. Like, if they just stop the backs, they play 1300 range, right? Away from the opponent, so they're still within vision, but you're seeing them. Even if they get Baron, which, I mean, they've given up on it right now, right? But let's say they turn back on it and they get it. You play 1300 range, you just keep throwing poke, Ryze will win the game.
Yep.
Eventually, you know, like, God.
You could even send Sejuani on a mission, you know? Like,
yeah.
You win the 50-50 and you win the game.
And then, right here. Like, this again, you know? You play 1300 range, Ryze is going to get top. Like, there's no reason to let them... Why are they allowed to recall? Like, look at the wave in bottom. Ryze would get top inhibitor. You stop the recalls, you're going to get mid. You're going to get a Nexus turret.
Yep.
And if you die, what happens? They can't counter push.
Yeah, because they have to wait 5 minutes in their base, or Ryze will ulti and end the game.
It doesn't make any sense.
You know, like, you know what else doesn't make any sense?
Let's say everyone on 100 Thieves dies, right? Ryze will get this, he will get this, and this will fall. If everyone on 100 Thieves just like keeps trying to poke at TL and stop the backs, this will fall. Everyone on 100 Thieves goes down. Death timer is like, what, 40 seconds or something? There's no minions. You can't push.
Yep.
You can't spellbook. It's not like you can, you know, teleport bottom lane and try to get an inhibitor. Nothing. So you're going to fix the lanes, but it doesn't matter. You're down an inhibitor, open Nexus. 100 Thieves is going to respawn in 40 seconds, right? If they didn't use any summoners, they're going to have full sums, and they're going to walk up mid lane, and then just going to sit there and wait. And then this is going to crash, this is going to crash. TL can't handle it. They don't have a team composition ready to handle it. And then someone's going to respond, mid's going to break open, inhibitor, and then crash and win.
I mean, not to mention Ryze can just ultimate as soon as you make one mistake.
That too.
Like, and the game's over. What else is interesting is that, you know, being the Cogmaw player here, I could decide to build Maw on autopilot, just right-click on the enemy team and win, but I'd rather have Essence Reva.
That's important here.
Yeah,
you know,
because
true damage isn't enough. True damage isn't enough. Yeah.
Essence Reva Cogmaw.
That's the item we needed.
The win condition.
That's the win con. Yep. I like the no Maw of Malmortius either out of Nars.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Don't need that either. Instead, we need to get another giant spell.
Hmm.
Because, you know, the
Frozen Mallet.
Yeah.
You know, get a Frozen Mallet. I need to chase him down to kill him.
Yep. What is that even going to be? It's not. Is it going to be Deadman's? Is it going to be Ronduin's? You don't need Ronduin's. You just need Kog'Maw to live. You A-move.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
How's it feel to be born in the wrong country? How's that feel? You know what we call you here? A resident. An import. Or not a resident, an import.
Damn. It's a bummer. But it's fine, you know, like, we're still gonna win this game. Wit's End is enough. It's okay. I would invite, like, Merc Treads are fun, you know, like, just go Merc Treads too, you know, like, just no chance. But no. Berserker's Greaves. Don't think you need those, but hey. No, Ezreal has the sideline because neither Vlad nor Azir can do anything about him. And then the second he gets on him, he one-shots him.
He just runs. Yep.
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 Thank God that interaction's dying soon.
Yep. Look.
Oh, and you got a Warmogs.
No.
I actually don't mind Warmogs on our here.
Hello?
Yeah, the Void Staffs.
Hello?
Hello, like, Jarvan has an adaptive helm, a locket,
Oh, yeah, Jarvan, he's a big threat. He's
he
he's
needs
a
to
big
die
threat.
fast.
Yep. Better not deal true damage to, 4 of their members, basically. Well, almost 4. Alistar's pretty tanky.
Well,
But
Ezreal
even
has the
still,
similar
like,
too.
God.
Yeah, get the point. Well, I was actually pleasantly surprised with the Warmogs. Nah, I think it makes sense actually. That kills the poke win condition as well.
I like that. But I just think that he should have had Moss sooner.
Yeah, no. He should have more instead of Mallet for sure.
Yeah.
He does not need Mallet in this game.
Yeah.
If Vladimir wants to run, like you like to say, he has content. I don't think you can chase Vlad even with Mars now. Unless he's already like really fucked up.
Just have to thread the needle. TL can't do anything anymore. Game's basically over.
Oh god.
Get the inhib. No, didn't even. Okay, now they got it. Now it's over. Yeah. It's over. Impact can't even. Like, they just can't engage. Itemization problems. Alright. That ult's out. I mean, we're just looking for the final.
Oh.
Yeah, final fight. Let's just watch how close this is. There we go.
Let's have a look.
That's great. Nice. All right, what's the lowest someone dropped percentage-wise?
Let's have a look. I think 60?
Cosmo, yeah, about 60.
Yeah. About 60.
That was good. It could have been higher if Cog itemized better. Oh, he has more. He has more now.
Yeah, here's more.
Okay.
He covered the tracks.
He covered that one up. All right, that's it for that game. So, TL, they strike me as like NAKT. Like, strong win ahead,
NAKT.
and then chicken with their head cut off. If they're behind, they don't know what to do from that point. I think that the Vladimir thing was like the major error. 100 Thieves, though, like itemization issues, and again, similar thing that plagues Cloud9. Like, in not understanding what the enemy team needs, not what you want.
Yeah.
And then playing against that. I mean, that plagues everyone.
Yeah. Again, it makes sense. Just I'll always make a case for playing around your item spikes. That's just like the type of player I am. Like, if you're confident that you have the right items and you can make the play happen, I'll always be down to make the play, right? But the biggest problem I had with this game was definitely draft from both sides. Not taking the Jarvan and taking the Vlad. It's like, it makes no sense from both sides.
Yep, that should have been a Jarvan, not a Sedge.
Like, once you see Kog'Maw and you're committing on a double AP comp with the current jungle meta, you're really just... I don't even know how to put it.
Mm-hmm.
You're just handicapping yourself.
So that's it for this VOD review.